And we are back. And we're off again.
Okay, so this is all set. The one thing that we didn't do
It's weird. It's weird. There's something odd with the Wi-Fi, and it was on, and then it was off again. So my laptop is back on the network. I don't think the Teletype is back on the network because we lost 2.4 gig Wi-Fi. I don't know how. And the 5 gig is behaving, and the 2.4 is not. So, what to do? I don't want to. I should remote into this Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, there are materials that are food grade
I know what I'll do. I'll connect with the other terminal, because the other terminal can do lowercase. Back online, yay! Oh, it is online. Oh, isn't that weird? So the thing though is I don't think I can connect to the Teletype because I'm on the different Wi-Fi now. So let's try that. Oh, I can. I don't know how. I can connect to the machine. I don't know how. This is some flavor of magic. And I think we're up and running. Okay. Okay. Good old Raspberry Pi. Meanwhile, I've got to show you this. Except I've lost it. While the power was out, I was working on this because I took all the Molex connectors off of it, and I've been hacking on it with a steel wire brush, and there's definitely bits of corrosion that are never going to go away, and I'm okay with that. It is clean and pitted, and that's a good place to be. It had nice living on it. It's clean. It's clean now. So I'm just going to clean it up a little more with some wire wool and double O wire wool. And yeah, it'll come up nice. I think it's plenty nice enough for the level of restoration that I'm interested in. It's not going to be as it came off the assembly line new, but it is totally going to be highly presentable. Eat your dinner off of it, and so on. Hey, Oozy Monkey, haha! Thank you. Okay, let's close this thing. Go back down here. The machine is online. Oh no, I better test. Does convert? Yeah, convert totally works. So now I'm good. Let's do what I intended to do, which is moon pics. And let's see if it works. So this is fetching the current picture of the moon. It's not real picture, it's not a photograph, it's a simulation. But it's fetching the current lunar disk image from the US Navy. And let's print it with overstrike, although it's a very narrow moon tonight. So there's not a whole lot of detail. Okay, it's a very narrow moon wedge. I think this is pretty. I think this is plenty pretty enough for what I wanted. Yeah, let me show you the high-res version. Yeah, it's numbered and there's a little pitting, but it's nice and shiny. I think it's fine. And we have, yeah, so that's a piece of metal. All right, let's look at the moon. That is the current lunar disk, the UTC time, and it's a waning crescent. So that means in a couple of days it's going to be a new moon. So the disk is the piece of metal. This is from the power supply unit of the new teletype that I'm restoring. And so I'm just taking it all apart and cleaning it and getting the mice, detritus, cleaned off. And do you want to see something? This is what it looks like with a little bit of mouse dirt. No real detritus. And that goes there in the cabinet, and then it all fits together. So that's my kind of project. I'm just slowly cleaning it so that I get a second teletype. And now let's do another moon. Yeah, let's do the teletype's moon. Can I show you this? On the side of this here. This is a super recent teletype, and I think it dates to January the 9th, 1979. So let's do the moon. I'm going to do a big one. 1979 is super late. I mean, I'm amazed that they were still making them. Yeah, this is why I think it's a good restoration project. It had a mouse in it, but it's really the one of the very late models. So do moon, and I'll do a big moon to cover most of the page. From January the 9th, 79. So it's going to look up on the Navy. Yeah, so this actually was not connected to a computer system, which is interesting. Because it came with the invoice, and the invoice says it's a Model 33 Teletype to drive a Bridgeport CNC, and the Bridgeport CNC was $25,000, and the Teletype was $2,100. So it's an industrial control unit. Yeah, because by then everybody in computer world had like moved on. To green screens and even like deck writers. Amber screens. Amber screen's better than green. I don't know, yeah, I think green has dark green screens have a real like yeah, they have a real thing. A white Wise terminal, nice. Yeah. So, yeah, I used a green screen for a while, and then I moved to PCs, and PCs with green screens as well, like IBM PCs and similar. And then they got CGA color and VGA color and all of that pretty quickly, so it was an upgrade cycle. I'm just going to let the moon print. Try and clear some of the cruft off the And my only tool for this is a rag and a bunch of alcohol. I mean, for the Molex connectors, I'm not even doing like gentle cleaning, I'm just doing rubbing alcohol. Yeah. Oh no. Spices. Chai tea is the best. I like Japanese green tea. And then I got some. This is the moon. You can see it's a. We'll see. It's a Death Star. No, this is an actual, like, realistic picture of the moon on January the 9th, 1979. Ooh, wee, this smells. Yeah, this alcohol stuff cleans it right up. Let's show that out here. I hope it's going to actually look circular when it's done. So much cleaning to do. It looks a bit tall. It does. But only a tiny little bit. Yeah, I mean the ratio is supposed to be 10 characters an inch and 6 lines per inch. But let's pin it up and have a look. $19.79 waxing gibbous. I think it looks pretty darn circular from here, actually. And you can see some of the texture of the moon. So today's is this like super thin crescent, and January 79 is waxing gibbous. It's a real moon. So give me another date and I'll print one for you. I'm going to try and find another timestamp on this teletype machine. I guess I could do like the invoice date, which is, since I have the original invoice for this thing, the date shipped is 2/28/79. So what was it? A full moon? Was it born on a bad moon? Let's see. Let's see, this is when my new teletype was born. Now this one was born a lot older than that. It was like turn of 1970, I think. But I don't have a good date, and it was assembled from pieces, and yeah, exactly, that's the one. Although we should be doing like Cat Power lyrics, not ooh. So yeah, if you want to compare these to like the actual the other one, then the source of this is here, and so we can take one of these pictures and 1/9/1979 at some arbitrary time. I mean, we'll see what that time looks like. That's the moon that I picked before of the waxing gibbous one. So there's the teletype print, and there's the original source. Punchtape. Yeah. Who was it? Albert King. There we are. Yeah. Covered by every blues man in town since. So yeah, that and that. I think that's a reasonable rendering. You can see some of the craters, and they more or less match the shape of the moon. I think this is a successful little project. So 22879 is a waxing crescent. So I'm using a little bit of Python stuff that I wrote myself, and you can go find it on my GitHub, which is listed somewhere. Oh no, NASA has this this fetch a PNG, and then I convert it and run it through Python. So yeah, oh, this is a super fine one. And so this, the bright line is really thin, and then we've got a little bit of the moon background that's in shadow. So yeah, I think considering, I think that works okay. There's the moon on that date. No, so it actually it moves. It's not just the phases, but actually the position of the image moves, because the moon wobbles. It's tidally locked to the Earth, but it still wobbles a bit, and so yes, you get all the phases daily, but you can like focus on even time of day. I mean, if you look at the browser bar, it says the time of day even. And it gets bigger and smaller. I assume it gets bigger and smaller. Yeah. So yeah, we can print any date, and we can print moon. So I think I have to actually do this as like an art series. I've got to find a series of significant dates and print them up on a teletype. Yeah, so birthday cards and all of that kind of thing. I don't think I'm going to broadcast my birthday on the Twitch show, but I'm going to totally print up some moon pictures for my family with happy birthday, here's a moon. Everybody will be really pleased with that one. January 20th, 2019. Okay. That's yeah, I could do January 20th, 2020. You can do dates in the future because it's not real pictures. So, it's a supermoon. Oh, so this is full, I hope. If it's a supermoon, it's got to be full. Yeah, I thought this was like some commentary on the political situation around here. Let's see what we got. It doesn't look full. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know if that's full yet. Let's see. Yeah. going to show you the before and after of this this cleaning thing in a second. It's nice and dramatic. What do you think? I don't think this is even a supermoon. I think it's not even the full moon. We've got the date wrong. I mean, it's a nice looking moon, but it's not full. It's a waxing gibbous moon. Ah, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't think this thing does eclipse of the moon. No, it can't have been a lunar eclipse. If it could have been a solar eclipse. Because eclipses are always on a full moon, I think, aren't they? Anyway, we can... whatever. If you look it up, we'll go print it. Let me show you this. The state of the world on this thing. So this is the before and after. Before and after. Isn't it lovely? And it's just like craft. And these have got some craft, but they're not terrible. And this I have to take apart because it has I think this is pretty gross. So I'm going to really just go to town. Yeah. So this component is basically, this is the wiring harness, there's the supply for something, and there's a big solenoid, and this is a surprise to me. Because I think that solenoid means it has a I think it means it has a tape reader control, a tape reader on and off. So yeah, let's find a full moon. Going back to this thing here in the API, there's the disk image, but then there's also this one, and there's a bunch of other data services, and so if I say the number of phases 1 and the date of 9/25/2019, this gives us some JSON that there is a new moon on the 28th. And then here are the dates of the forthcoming phases. So we can actually print out some of the next coming up phases. And I want to do actually some of these because they're going to look really good. At least I hope they're going to look really good. So yeah, I've still never looked at the moon with like a really good telescope. But yeah, I mean on a stand and stable and yeah. So shall we do them all in sequence? First quarter, full moon, last quarter. Oh, it's just the quarters, okay. Well, let's do the first quarter. 2019, October the 5th. Let's do it. Moon. 2019. Yeah. And astronomical telescopes that turn the image upside down for reasons I forget. Hey Brad, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you like it. We're doing moon pictures. If your eye is in front of the focal point of the telescope, you see a right side up image. If your eye's behind it, you get an upside down image. And at the focal point you get spiders on fire. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, luckily with this high technology, you don't need a telescope. So this is my names for the phases of the moon were all wrong. What this is called is the first quarter, but I would have called that like a half moon. Like the way you eat Oreos. Full moon, half moon, total eclipse. Right? Do you eat Oreos like that? I don't know. For some reason my kids eat Oreos like that. Full moon, half moon, total eclipse. But actually the names of the phases are first quarter, and then full moon, and then last quarter, and then new moon. So that's the first quarter. And then the full moon is October 13th. So let's go print it. And Brad, to catch you up, this is a 1970-ish teletype, and it's connected to a Raspberry Pi, and we're printing pictures of the moon from the US Navy website. And meanwhile, in back, I'm restoring another one, which is in mouse damage condition. Let's do another minute. This hopefully will be full. And this little piece of connector that I'm working on here turned out to be not as awful as I'd expected. So I'm just going to use a little bit of wire wool and no alcohol, and it'll come. And there's a 3D printing class going on right here. I hate mice. I had a big box of leather work gloves I left in the shed. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, why would a mouse choose to live inside of a teletype? I mean, I guess because it's cozy. But it was just in a shed. And there's no bedding. Like, there was paper in it, but they didn't chew the paper. There was like paper tape. And did they choose the paper tape? No. No, they chose they chewed the electrical cable. The one thing, like, come on. Alright, this is supposed to be a full moon, and it doesn't look super full, which is kind of interesting. Oh wow, oh that's interesting. Yeah, I don't have that problem, and we have a snowblower, but it's never suffered moon damage. I'm losing it. I must have fried my head sometime earlier today because I'm losing it. Yeah, well here's a full moon. And then we're going to do a last quarter, but I want to do like a thin-ish present as well when we get there. Yeah. With this, I mean, this is the keyboard from the unit that I'm restoring, and they didn't get into any of the mechanism here. There was bits of just regular crud kind of thing, but the most important pieces of the mechanism are just regular wear and tear. I mean, that's not mouse, that's just oil and grease and so on. Yeah, and they could have got inside and gotten comfortable with the levers, and that would have been really difficult. This is the thing where I'm just going to use pipe cleaner because I'm not going to open this. If you open it, then it's made of like springs and the whole thing falls apart. So I'm just going to clean this with a pipe cleaner and mechanically make sure that this mechanical keyboard, which is literally what it is, ends up functional. Oh no! Oh no, what happened? I think my machine is getting a little warm and... Oh. Oh, we have a full moon and a misprint. So I think I have to do that again. I don't know why it misprints. I mean, there's just intermittent. It's mechanical. It's a mechanical 1970. So how old is that? It's like pretty ancient. Nearly 50 years old. It's like working with a vintage motorbike or something. So yeah. Get like 50 cats, that'll solve it. But then 50 cats will bring you 50 mice for breakfast and present them to you and all that horrible stuff. So, okay, let's do a big full moon. for 1013. Oh no, that didn't work. Making things called metal records, like vinyl, like masters. Yeah, sometimes there's a network error on this thing. I'm not sure. Oh wow! Oh wow! Yeah. They could have been masters because vinyl gets stamped with like a metal master, as far as I know. But hard drives. So sometimes it fails to get the URL, and so it just says error, and then it takes the URL and goes and fetches it. Oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, all of that stuff has gone by the wayside. That's really funny. In Salem, where I live, they used to make tubes. There was like the biggest TV tube manufacturing plant in this side of the country. They make all the TV tubes. That whole thing is like came and gone. So let's hope we don't get a misprint on this one. It'll be a big moon, a big full moon, and I'm going to go clean a bit more of this thing. That. If I thought I could move the little thing easily, then I would put it above the workbench so you can see what I'm working on. But I'll do that next time. This really is beautiful. I mean, it's not like amazingly explicitly beautiful, but it's I love like simple old electronics. I found that link. What is that link? Oh wow! That's like making mahjong tiles or something. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. This is not even really very dirty. It's just I'm gonna clean it because it's gonna shine up nice. It's a little bit sticky, but it's not really crafty, not super crafty at all. But I'm in there, so I may as well deal with it. So what have we got here? We have the moon, and it's a full moon, and it's a big one. And I don't want to jinx it, but it looks good. Got. That's really interesting. I mean, that's really interesting because I mean, clearly it's a full moon, but it's not at all evenly bright. I should I should rub them with WD-40 or something. Yes, I think actually that's a really good idea. I have Teletype oil, which is this. Let's put that over there. This is my little super light oil, and it's like 10 whatever. It's super light and a single. It doesn't change with the heat, and it's ideal for this machine. So I'm going to put a little coat of this on. Sewing machine oil, basically, yeah. Am I British? I grew up in the UK a long time ago, and then I moved over here to the US in 2002, and so yeah, nobody can tell where I'm from because I've got an American accent or English accent or something. So we have a full moon. Now, what's the next quarter? The next quarter is the last quarter, 21st, and then we'll do we'll split the difference or something. Keep trying. I mean, I try to learn the way that the locals talk, and they all have. This is New England, right? They've got this Boston thing. It's terrible. So yeah, I may not sound American, but then I hear my siblings talk or whatever, and they sound strange. So yeah, 21st October 19. Hey, what do you think of this, huh? It's a bit of machinery. Do you know what it is? Basically it's a typewriter, but the keyboard is separate from the printing. It's connected to the table. So it's the keyboard way over there and has the typing. Also, you connect this and this. One of the early computer this one is a new block. It's basically one of the new
lid on.
Are you refurbishing it?
So yeah, this one's been running for a while, and it works nice. I'm printing it and yeah, that's really good.
So it's printing pictures of the moon.
It reminds me of like the dot matrix printers we had in the 80s.
Exactly. Yeah. And so yeah, this is our project now. There's a few people watching on Twitch, Twitch TV broadcasting this. No, I built the program. It's actually running on a Raspberry Pi. Doing that now. The pictures come from the US Navy site, which is like astronomical. Yeah, we have pictures of the moon. And so he turns them into lettering. And yeah, this is on the computer. Yeah, this is very good. We're just printing moon pictures. That's nice. We'll do whatever.
Nice.
Like, whatever looks fun. I mean, this thing of like, it's super old technology, but it still works the same way that modern computer stuff works. It's just copy, super limited, super slow.
Yeah.
But it's really a modern computer system.
What's the model?
So this is called a Teletype Model 33. Yep. And there's a nameplate. So the nameplate sits on the front of it. So it's Teletype. So Teletype Corporation was actually part of I mean, they started originally as an independent piano company and then became public in the 40s or 50s. And they had all the machines from this. This was popular because it was the best way to have to think about the computer.
Oh, I see. So this was probably the mainstream model, the mass production.
And made more than half a million.
Okay. So these are probably quintessential typewriter. You see all the secretaries just hammering away on the keys on all of them.
Yeah, I mean this is the classic kind of late 60s computer.
Very cool.
I mean, for office, typewriter stuff, you use a Selectric or something. This is more electronic than that.
Okay, yeah.
But earlier versions of this as well ran nuclear. You know, it's like you would have one of these connected to the nuclear, and they would send news down the wire, and you'd have this thing right up and print the news. And literally, that's how the news moved around. Whereas
They would have like hundreds of these set up in the little office.
And also shipped to shore, and I mean, they, again, typically a slightly different model than this one, but they had a ton of these in the Navy, and they would broadcast data, and it would go straight into a little radio receiver and then into a system like this.
Right.
And that's how you send messages across the world.
That's cool. Yeah. That's so I still
It's
enjoy
this
it.
missing link between like the internet today and
I was just giggling at that. It's like if they can do then what was coming now. Reading things on the internet versus on their phone. Versus a hard copy printed. That's what was work about.
But it's all incremental, right? I mean, this is one of the funny things. It's like you look at like the
phone and you think, well, this has got like
it arrived by magic out of Steve Jobs' imagination. And in fact, you can trace every single step.
If you look at all the components, it's all incremental.
Every single, and this is one of those steps in between.
And the innovation of new combination of existing things.
And then you can print them in. So I also do emojis and stuff, but I've just like started doing moons today.
Very cool.
This is my first set of moon pictures.
Nice. Very appropriate for the times too. Moon was very nice to the report back then. Cool. Thanks for sharing. Neat project.
So we've got the last quarter. I think I want to do a crescent, so I'm going to make up a date between last quarter and new moon of 24th. No, we're almost there right now, because this is the new moon coming up on the 28th. That's only in a couple days' time. And when we did today's, it was super thin. So let's do a little crescent past 1021. Let's do 1023 or something. Let's see what the moon is going to be like on 1024. So yeah, there's a bunch of people here doing 3D print class, and this is why I hang out in the makerspace, because it's a nice social place to do low-key kind of work like this. Right. Okay, yeah, that's a little crescent. So, I'm happy with the little crescent moons, and I think I should finish with the new moon. But maybe the new moon that's coming up right now, because I haven't printed that one yet. So I'll do a big new moon. And this is the So that is September 28th is the new moon. Small new moon, that's fine. So the other thing I'm doing with this, I have some little enamel pots, tiny enamel paint, and I'm just using these to touch up like the transformer cover on this thing and make it look shiny and black. So yeah, little bits of enamel to make it look. And so the new moon has a little bit of detail to it because of all the Earthshine, I think they call it. So even this, I mean, the Earthshine for the near new moon, and then if I look at the where are we? 10, 28, 2019, at whatever arbitrary time that is. We have a new moon and an ASCII print of the new moon. There we are. There's a new moon coming up in a day or two, in like 2 days' time. So here we are. I think I'm going to turn off the stream now because there's one more moon picture that I want to print, which is, I think one of the visitors here should get a moon print of their birthday moon. It's like, that's what this is for. It's for printing pictures of people's birthday moons. So I'll put one of these in my Etsy store at some point. So thanks for hanging out. This has been a good, despite the networking issues and etc. Really good to see you and to meet new people. Thanks, Brad. Good to see you checking in. Yeah, follow along. We'll see what else we do. I'll be back online at some point, probably at the weekend at some point. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy.